Listen, we can't keep calling Keyshawn Davis a duck if we know the situation with Devin Haney is much more complicated than the eye may see. Now, for starters, we all got to remember this is not a voluntary negotiation deal like other fights. This was one of those situations that the WBC ordered Keyshawn Davis as the mandatory opponent for Devin Haney. And it was not one of those like, hey, we both want to fight or whatever. I know Keyshawn pushed for the fight before, but those circumstances were different. That was not the same as this one. The negotiations would have been different. The splits would have been different. And the splits is honestly the main reason why this fight is not happening right now. Now, you would think with Keyshawn being a top-ranked fighter, he would have gotten a decent split for this fight, seeing that he was already lobbying for it before. But he only got a 25-75 split. I understand he only has 15 fights under his belt, but I mean, marketing is marketing. Keyshawn sells himself well as a fighter. He is very well known even to the casual audience at this point, I think. So I'm not saying that it should have been a 50-50, but maybe a 30-70, 35-65, something along those lines would have been more reasonable for this particular situation. But nonetheless, they offered him 25-75. And a lot of people don't even remember. In 2022, a similar situation happened with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. They had talks of fighting before in 22. I don't think that was the same deal like with the mandatory opponent, but they were negotiating a deal. The contracts went out. Terrence didn't like the money. He didn't like how things looked, and he walked away from the fight. Of course, they ended up fighting again the following year, and we know what happened. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand the concept and idea of saying he ducked the fight because it was offered and he walked away from it. But let's not frame it as this idea that Keyshawn Davis is afraid of Devin Haney or anything like that. It's just more or less one of those matters where it's like, hey, I would take this fight if the money's right. The money is not right. I could be fighting Abdullah Mason. I could be fighting, I don't know, Gary Antoine Russell. I could be fighting Brian Norman if he wants to move up to one. There's just other names that he can fight to kind of build his resume up, make some money, and then probably come back and negotiate a better deal with Devin Haney down the line. But that's my thoughts. I don't think Keyshawn's a duck. I just think this is one of those times where boxing and business are not colliding well. And I feel like people are not seeing that part. But y'all let me know what you think. I'll see you on the next one.